Hello everyone. So today in this video we are going to discuss what are the types of SQL injection we are having. So SQL injection is nothing but a retrieving of databases from the web applications. It is a critical level vulnerability which is having a CVSS score is 8 to 10. Sometimes you will get a 9.0, sometimes you will get 10.0. So actually it's a critical level vulnerability. So we can easily find this also in the 70% of the internet, so having this SQL injection vulnerability. So SQL injection is a common web security vulnerability that allows attackers to manipulate the database queries. So we will discuss what is SQL injection, how we can retrieve the websites, and how web applications are vulnerable. What are the countermeasures for this? So the first one is a error-based SQL injection. So except this error-based SQL injection, we have a union-based SQL injection, blind SQL injection. So these are the other types we are having. So error-based SQL injection, how it works. So attacker exploit the database error messages to extract information, and they inject malicious code and cause the database error, revealing of data from the databases. For example, a vulnerable website might show an error like incorrect username or password. When an attacker injects a specific query, this error message can reveal the database names or column names. Sometimes it will show you SQL syntax error. Syntax error. So majorly this is the error we should get from the web application if you are using a single quote in the end of the URL or double quotes or using any special characters in the end of the URL, you will get this SQL syntax error. It means the web application URL is being executed by the database. So that you can take that URL and you can simply go visit the Kali Linux and you can extract the databases from the website. So this is called error-based SQL injection. And blind SQL injection is it's a attacker injects a code that does not cause visible errors. It means so if you are doing any injection attacks, it won't be written any value in the web application front side or in a bank end. So we can just make a website a delay for some time for particular some time we can make or we can make request using that web application, but we cannot retrieve any data here. Instead, they analyze how the web application responds to different queries to deduce information. And types, the other two types are the Boolean based, so which we are using a login bypass things. So where the website respond differently based on the true or false conditions. And time based, where attackers time how long the server takes the response. So by using this one, they can find whether the SQL injection vulnerability is there or not. Next one, union-based SQL injection. So in this union-based SQL injection, error-based SQL injection, we are using a tool called SQL map. It's an automated tool. So we will use this tool to retrieve all the databases and all things. So union-based SQL injection. So here the manual SQL injection will be performed. In this manual SQL injection, you can able to retrieve the databases one by one, but you have to write the SQL queries to retrieve the all the database contents. So first you need to retrieve the database name, DB name you need to retrieve, then tables you have to retrieve, then columns, then data you need to download. So this is a procedure for extracting the data from the databases using the web application URL by using union-based SQL injection. So query manipulation. Attackers combine legitimate database queries with the malicious ones, like they use the union operator to combine the data from different tables or resources. Data extraction they will do. So this technique allow attackers to retrieve sensitive data such as a username, passwords, credit cards, addresses, mobile numbers, Aadhaar card details, PAN card details, everything from the databases. So how to defend all these SQL injection attacks? So first one is an input validation. So this is the major one. So in the input validation, you can remove whatever the special characters we are having it will cause a web server to return the SQL syntax errors and all. So we have to validate all these things. So validating user input to ensure it conforms to expected formats and remove potentially dangerous characters. Prepared statements use parameterized queries that separate the query structure from the user input, preventing attackers from injecting malicious. Database permissions, so restrict user access to only the data and operations they need, minimizing on the impact of successful attack. So by just putting a single quote in the end of the URL, you can get to know whether this web application have the vulnerability of SQL injection or not. So using this one, you can perform anything. You can perform like if you want, you can go with error-based SQL injection, or otherwise you can go with the union-based SQL injection. So in the union-based SQL injection, you will get an output in the front end of the web application. It means you can able to see that in the web application itself. But using the SQL map, you have to use Kali Linux to retrieve all the information. So this is what types of SQL injection we are having and the tools we are having. So thank you.